I don't know if you see it, Kris, but there is a conversation across social media as it relates to Vybz Kartel and Mavado, and specifically we're talking about Mavado's song Bad and BBC Rich and Vybz Kartel's SYM, both songs on the WYFL Riddim.
Yeah.
The comparison is there.
Yes.
Now, what you feel?
First, I want to congratulate the Gully and the Gaza fans.
Yes.
I think they have been very
active.
They have been very level-headed for the most part of what I saw. You understand? So I don't know if it's a case of them know say Gully is no side to play with. You understand what I say? And up in over frightened. Who knows? So
or it could be a case where there is a merger of the Gully and the Gaza, so it is important for them to coexist.
Because of the concert.
Yes, Freedom Street Europe.
That's a perspective. That's a perspective.
It's highly probable.
Yeah.
But we're going to continue. So
right.
You were saying.
Yeah, so outside of that, we see where there's still conversation about numbers. So people saying, about how
Let me get this in real
Mavado,
time.
how Mavado's Bad and BBC Rich is performing versus Cartel's SYM. And it's interesting because I think, while it's kind of still hard to measure somewhat, especially if you're looking at just YouTube views, because Cartel's song was out before, but also he had like a audio only upload to YouTube. Then he had like the video after that. So do we
do the maths?
Do the maths.
5.
Check again. To ensure say, all right. So you actually put all those numbers together, or you just run with the video. I don't know.
That's a good point to make, and to bring some context to the conversation. So as it is for the making of this video, we see where Mavado would have scored over 1 million views in 4 days for Bad and BBC Rich. As it relates to Vybz Kartel's SYM, the video, we see where it garnered some 690k views in 9 days. But the point that you mentioned, Kris, is very, very important. I don't know if I forget my calculator and do the maths now.
we can round it up. But
yeah.
The audio only. Or the lyrics only video of Cartel's SYM, how much is that?
I'm looking. Keep talking. Keep talking.
So because again, we don't want nobody say we're unbalanced, because we are trying to have balanced reasoning. We are trying to have a balanced platform. Because say you always get.
Okay, so the audio only is 636k views and the video is 690k views. So the audio is 636k in 2 weeks and the actual video is 690k in 9 days.
So if we're going to put everything together, if we're going to put it all together, we are looking about 1.2 to 1.3 mil. Somewhere in that region.
To Mavado's 1 mil in
and I think that
in a couple of days.
Fair performance at the end of the day.
Days.
But if we're going to just look at just the videos, then without a doubt, Vado would have gone with it. You understand what I say? But again, we are trying to be fair. The thing that I asked though, or I'm curious about, is it a case where Mavado, this is kind of yes, he had Big Guns before, that song called Big Guns. But this, I feel, is Bad and BBC Rich almost like a Cartel, the Comet? Because if we look at Cartel's The Comet, when he dropped that, the numbers just skyrocketed.
That's crazy.
You understand?
And I get where you're going with that comparison. So it's almost like that level of scarcity. Vybz Kartel was in jail, him dropped Comet, and the whole vibe and excitement that was around him. And then even though for Mavado, for example, he wasn't able to travel to Jamaica until recently.
Yeah.
Right? Even though he come to Jamaica and him shoot him video for Bad and BBC Rich, and that would have created also a vibe on the ground. So I get where you're going. Very, very good reasoning
because
for put the two together.
Because it also Cartel is that person where his level of how he release songs,
rapid releases,
and then so it's almost like, okay, we know we're going to get a song from Cartel, so we don't have to work with self. Versus a Mavado or even an ALKALINE, they don't put out the kind of very timely, there's more time between releases. So it's like, which do you feel like
is best
or
better in this case? Well, make we look on it that way, right? Based on the digital age and social media where numbers matter, if you're putting out rapid releases, it no mean that people will have to share your project. You know, like whether it is 5 songs that you put out in a week, the viewership is going to be over the 5 songs, and you know how the algorithm is. Sometimes the algorithm will feed you what is at the top. But if you put out 1 song and you're being strategic, chances are, and give it time to grow, because that time is very, very important on your timeline. And the truth is, when it comes down to the algorithm and the timeline, nobody's exempt from what that process is. So if you are being strategic and you're not doing the rapid releases as before, where you just put out songs and all it dominates the airwaves, now you have social media where numbers are important.
Yes, true. And at the end of the day, if you have just a number, if you have 10,000 fans or 1 million fans, them can only listen but so much hours a day. You understand what I say? So if you have 10 songs versus 1 song, then know that every time I want to vibe to my artist song, I go to a new release. Versus I have 10 different songs to choose from. So it's interesting.
So to answer your question and narrate down, I feel like in the digital age, again, people will have to pivot and be more strategic, and this is where strategy overrides, in my opinion, rapid releases. So
do you feel as if, so when Vybz Kartel dropped Comet, we saw how the numbers, it was like record breaking, how fast it was moving. Do you feel like if he had paced his releases a little more, probably that it would be more his momentum as it relates to numbers?
Yeah, we don't even have to go as far as Comet to do that. Think about SYM and also Panic featuring Shenseea. You see where SYM, for example, was on the iTunes reggae singles chart, and it was in the top 5, in the top spot on the chart. I think at one point it even went to number 1. And then, you know, Panic was released, and then Panic took over that top spot. And, you know, like fans are concentrating on, oh, this is the next new thing. In the same breath, I also understand like the attention span across social media, and you also want to feed your fans. But doing that without like structure and being calculating, I feel like that can take away the attention from what you want to strategically promote or push.
Because I feel like social media try to catch up with Cartel, the time, how fast he's going, versus the other way. You know, normally we'd say social media, like it move fast. It's almost like it's trying to catch up with him, and it's like, so it's very interesting where that's concerned. Also, you know that I don't know if like the topic of the songs kind of make a difference. You know, as much as Jamaicans behave like say, yo, we don't want certain negativity, we don't want a bad man song, sometimes bring that level of like have that momentum. You understand what I'm saying?
Would you also say though, Kris, like this song from Mavado would be like the first song where you get the feeling like he's actually promoting in recent times, and could that be the difference?
That could be, true, because I feel like, and then, but the promotion is also probably coming from
WYFL.
DJ Mac and Crash Dummy with them, because they are producers, so they know that marketing is crucial, and then the WYFL Riddim is already have a momentum of its own. So that's also a thing.
And those are factors that you can look at. You can also look at the phenomenon that after so many years, Vybz Kartel and Mavado are on the same rhythm. It could also be a situation where you know, again, that whole scarcity element, like for such a long time, Mavado go shoot him a music video upon the Gully. Like, you know what I mean? So all that excitement and newness, renewed energy can ultimately, in my opinion, kind of just propel the traction and everything where the song gets.
Yeah, and dancehall can't trick with. Them love Badman song. Them love Badman song.
Oh,
because
gosh.
watch this now. Watch this now.
Tell me.
Remember, you know,
Yeah.
that is the greatest in a real life, you know.
Yes.
But if Cartel, if you backslide in a music, you'll probably see the numbers change again and Cartel numbers go different too. You understand what I say? Because that's just the thing. It's like, say, it's a gangster thing too. You understand what I say? And we are talking about art. We're not talking about nothing outside.
No real badness. And,
Yeah.
and Kris, in truth, that wouldn't be any different from a cultural artist. We are hold the meds, you know. We are hold the meds, but in real time, what seem to be getting the attention and the traction are the songs that are disposable. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I want to just know, say, yo, you're going to hold your order. This is where you believe in, and you're not going to bow out, you're not going to sell out. And them have to just hold it. So maybe this is like also another situation, as you mentioned, if Cartel go, you know, go back and do some Badman song or whatever, maybe him just have to hold out and stick to it, because you can't go wrong with the ladies. Can't go wrong, I like.
For real.
And
and the truth is, Cartel is one of those. I don't think nothing is gonna change how he actually works. You understand? He's just a creative mind, and that's it, like him express him art.
Yeah,
yes, that's just it. I'm gonna drop multiple songs.
Interestingly, you said that, because you see, when him did just come out, he did an interview on The Fix, you know, and him kind of allude to the creation process and how him go about it. Check the levels.
Cartel have about 2,000 hit song, because I release about 4,000 song. You see what I say?
I see it.
It's like Michael Jordan win 6 championship or so, because him lose 10. You know them way there?
Volume shooter.
Yes, so you have to know it's a strategy. So you put out as much with your art, and then the people them will do the rest.
Yeah. But so there was never a concern that Jaja, like, because that was the
They're going
formula.
to use one song, kill one?
Yeah, because that was the formula before.
No, it wasn't. I even Labas come use it and it worked.
Yeah.
So Labas put out 200 songs and all of them hit. But on the 200 he put out about 400.
Yeah.
And 200 hit. Which I say it work.
Okay.
Which is a dangerous formula, you know.
Yes,
it's a dangerous route for follow. But if you're confident in yourself, you can do it.
Yo, the man work ethic not normal. I like.
Yeah, and so that just tell us that's just his formula, theme strategy that you nah get from that, because you know take him nothing for knock out an album. You know, probably a week.
And look, that can be a strategy, and it can also be a situation where when you assess the times, you may have to tweak your strategy, or, you know, as the type of creative where we know him is, people are saying, yo, that man, they're alien brain, just how the creative juices are flow and how he put out songs. If that's what him want to do, him can do it, but in the same breath, him can also try to put it out how him want to put it out and test it.
Right.
Like just test the process to see how fans react to it, if the numbers increase, you know, if it decrease, and just weigh the pros and cons.
I like that idea, as you say, like really slow down and just see, give people time with the songs.
Yeah.
And see, still record them, because I guess in creativity, but hold the songs them and just kind of, you know, do that. Try a different way. That would be interesting.
It would be interesting. I mean, there is nothing to lose in trying it. You know, you hear him say, if him put out 2,000 songs, it's not like you have 2,000 hit. Ultimately, it comes down to what the fans, the masses gravitate towards. And imagine if you just slow that down, and it's almost like the whole supply and demand.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And then get fans on a level where them start consume it now more intentionally.
Because really and truly, you know, Cartel was the one that set this pace of dancehall, you know. So it would be interesting if it's a case where he slows it down, so people start getting more time with songs. if we would have started get more hits overall in the culture.
Yeah.
You understand what I say? So a man don't feel like I have to have 20 songs or 10 songs for run the place, but at least 2 or 3 hits, then you run the place. You understand what I say? So it's really cartel formula really dictates like what is the metric of the business.
Yeah, and nothing is wrong with reassessing and measuring and tweaking and re-innovate.
True, and here's the thing. I also feel like if Mavado sang, because we see where it's heading, but let's say it maintain that momentum or increase that momentum. I think that may reset the business as it relates to what is the standard. Because let's say Mavado give this song time and just let it ride and it blow up that so big. Then it becomes a case of, okay, everyone will need a song this big versus 20 songs like a next artist or like Cartel will have all this release. You understand what I say? So it's going to be big song versus the number of songs.
Yeah, where you put out. No, absolutely. And that's just like how the dancehall operate.
Yeah.
It's just like fashion. Things rotate, so it's like formulas rotate. People try different things, and like you outlined, if it's a situation where this song from Mavado breaks really big, then people will fall in line, and this will now become the new precedent until a next wave happen again.